The Stoneman killings. In the mid-1980s, two bustling Indian cities, Bombay, now Mumbai, and Calcutta, now Kolkata, were gripped by terror. A silent predator emerged from the shadows, targeting the most vulnerable, pavement dwellers.
Bombay, 1985. Bombay, the city of relentless hustle and monsoon-drenched streets. Here, every crumbling building whispers tales of resilience, and each raindrop carries the weight of 1,000 aspirations.
The city stirred uneasily as dawn tiptoed across its rooftops. In the quiet hours before daybreak, a shriek pierced the silence near Gandhi Market at King's Circle. A woman, a pavement dweller, woke to a gruesome sight, a man's head smashed in by a boulder. Blood pooled on the cobblestones and fear slithered through the alleys. At first, they dismissed it, an unknown assailant, perhaps a thief. But then it happened again, and again. 5 deaths, all with crushed skulls. The killer chose his victims carefully, pavement dwellers who slept alone, far from the safety of a group. His weapon? A single boulder, weighing as much as 30 kilograms. The Bombay police stumbled upon a pattern. The killer's radius, the hours of terror, between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., the absence of eyewitnesses. The newspapers dubbed him the Path Tharmar, the Stone Killer. Panic gripped the city, streets emptied by 10. The homeless formed vigilante groups, desperate to protect themselves. A homeless waiter survived one of the Stoneman's attacks and managed to escape. He slept on the pavement, and he had missed being bludgeoned to death by a few centimeters. The man was in a semi-conscious state and described his encounter with the serial killer to the police. He heard a noise and had felt someone's feet on his shoulders while lying on the pavement. He opened his eyes to see a man standing above him with a stone in his hand. As the man dropped the stone, the waiter had moved to avoid being bludgeoned, but a part of the boulder had struck the side of his head. However, in the dimly lit area of Sion where he was sleeping, he had not been able to get a good look at his assailant. Shortly afterwards, in 1987, a ragpicker was hacked to death in the adjoining suburb of Matunga. Even though the police and the media suspected the Stoneman killer, no evidence linking the incidents was ever found. In the middle of 1988, the killings suddenly stopped. The case remains unsolved.
Calcutta, 1989. Calcutta, where time weaves stories into every brick.
For 2 years, the Stoneman vanished. But in Calcutta, 50 kilometers away from Bombay, the nightmare resumed.
Whether or not the Mumbai killings were linked to the Calcutta Stoneman killings has never been confirmed. However, the similarity in the instrument, choice of victims, execution, and the time of the attacks suggests the assailant was familiar with the Mumbai episodes, if not the same killer himself. The first victim in Calcutta died from injuries to the head in June 1989.
12 victims fell prey to the same method, their heads shattered, their identities lost. The Stoneman moved silently, leaving no trace.
All of the murdered were homeless pavement dwellers who slept alone in dimly lit areas of the city. Most of the murders took place in central Calcutta, adjoining the Howrah Bridge. Because the murderer killed victims by dropping a heavy stone or concrete slab, the police assumed that the assailant was probably a tall, well-built male. However, in the absence of any eyewitness description, no confirmed physical description ever became available. Police were deployed into various parts of the city, and numerous arrests were made. After a spell of arrests in which a handful of suspicious persons were detained for questioning, the killing stopped. However, citing a lack of evidence, the suspects were released into the public. The crimes remain unsolved.
The Stoneman's true identity remained veiled. Bombay and Calcutta, their cobbled streets bore witness to blood and fear. Was he a lone psychopath, driven by darkness? Or did he belong to a secret brotherhood, invoking ancient rituals? The press speculated, but answers eluded them.
And so the Stoneman slipped away, leaving behind a legacy of dread. Bombay's residents still glance over their shoulders, wondering if he lingers, a senile shadow waiting to strike once more. The truth remains buried like stones in the earth.